Do you want to learn a little bit about Fallas?
Loco, loco, loco.
What was that? Fallas is an incredible festival that takes place every year from March 1st through the 19th here in Valencia, Spain. This was my first time celebrating it as an American, and I gotta say, nothing prepared me for what I saw, felt, heard. And when I say felt, I truly mean you feel it in your body. This is a celebration and a festival that all of your senses are senses ago. Not a good place to be if you are easily overwhelmed in that capacity. Feel it every day within the Mascletà. You feel it with all of the little kids throwing off petardos near your feet. You see the fireworks every single day. You hear the music. It didn't matter how much my friend explained it to me. It didn't make sense until I was here. This is a centuries-old tradition that started with the carpenters burning off the old pieces of wood to make way for the new pieces. They would make these grand structures of the wood and people would throw their furniture into them. Nowadays, different fallas spend thousands of dollars to build these grand structures that artists spend an entire year creating. There are different fallas. These are communities throughout Valencia that build up their own fallas, their structures with ninots in them. So everything culminates in one night, La Cremà, and that is when they burn it all down, baby. Everything just burns to the ground. All of the structures, all of the ninots within the structures. On the 19th, the last day of the festival, La Cremà. There's one that gets saved, but I'll save that for later. That's when everything gets burned. So they spend a year thinking, structuring, building, painting these fallas, and then they get burned down in one single night here in Valencia, Spain. We only get 2 weeks to see these structures that artists spent an entire year creating, and thousands of dollars were put into to create. These aren't cheap structures. This entire festival cost millions and millions of dollars. But the city does see a huge return on investment from all the tourists that come in. I'm really glad that I got to witness it for myself. Let's start big. Let's start with Mascletà. Mascletà takes place every day at 2 p.m. in the Ayuntamiento. This is the main city hall. There are some smaller Mascletas throughout the town, but this is the largest one. It's big, it's grand, thousands of people show up for it. And since it's during the daytime, it's not like you're seeing the normal fireworks that you're used to, but what you are seeing is a ton of smoke and you're feeling the vibrations all around you. In your bones, in your chest, there's no escaping it. You're feeling everything around you shaking. This year, actually, a window broke in the area, and you're just surrounded by thousands and thousands of people who've come from all over to see this. Even if you live miles away from Ayuntamiento, you're gonna hear it. You see the balcony with the mayor, the mayors de Falleras, and people that they invite up there to witness this event. I luckily went twice, and each time I went, I stood in a different spot, and it was great. And then I saw my local Mascletà yesterday.
Okay, we're gonna see if I can see one last Mascletà. I wasn't even gonna try to go, but I'm gonna see if my neighborhood one is still going.
I honestly think I might prefer the local one versus the main city hall one, just because, you know, you're amongst the community members and it's smaller, so you get to be a lot closer. So it felt like I got more out of it. I went from one here and then I went around the corner to another one. I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna Mascletà hop today. And that's what ended up happening. Throughout the day, there are people just like popping off fireworks. Like left, right, center, boom, boom, boom.
Point out that it's Monday, you guys. So this was happening on Sunday, and this happens all the time, about 24/7 until Thursday.
I always feel so safe in Valencia, but I found I felt really unsafe during Fallas. If I was walking down a street and the street felt really quiet, I was like, oh no, there might be somebody with a petardo around here. I had to be wary of that. That was the only time I really felt nervous. And just, you know, you have to be really aware of your surroundings because people are really just like throwing them. I've seen people throw them and like not look. They just go bloop and then walk away. Guys, couldn't be me. I don't think no, I didn't light one petardo this whole time.
Don't put it towards me. No.
Do I feel like I missed out? No. Maybe next year I'll have the gall to ask a 3-year-old to show me how to do it. Until then, I will stick to not doing that. At the main one, you'll see all the main people in charge and the Falleras, and anyone of importance will come out on the main balcony and people will cheer them on, and you'll hear classic Valencian music. And it's a really beautiful sight to witness. For some people, it's a really religious experience. If you are a Fallera and you are taking your ofrenda to the Virgin Mary. So you'll see this on the last 2 days, or the last 2 to 3 days. The Falleras and the Falleros will walk through the street, will march through the street along with bands, and they will have the ofrenda to the Virgin Mary that sits in Plaza del Ayuntamiento. And you'll see this great structure being built up of the Virgin Mary, and they're placing flowers to make it colorful. And it takes a lot of time, and you can see how particular they are. The attention to detail in every portion is astounding. From looking at the Falleras' dresses, every single thing on their dress means something, to the songs that they're playing, to where they're placing the flowers. It's all of importance. So it's a really emotional time for some people, and it's really special that they allow us to be a part of it. The city does invest a lot of money into the festival, of course. Fireworks aren't cheap, I imagine. They do get a great return on investment because if you are here during it, you will see that there are a lot of tourists that come in town for it. I now kind of live here at the moment. I'm still very much a tourist, but you'll see people who are just coming in, you know, for a week at a time to experience it, because it's not something that I don't imagine you would experience this anywhere else. If you know somewhere else that has a similar celebration that takes place for this amount of days on this grand of a level, I'm curious. I would like to know. I can't promise you I would go there because honestly, this was like at my max of sensory overload for me for quite some time. But maybe in a few years I'll like recharge and I'll be ready for that. What I'm wearing now is the Panuelo Fallero. This is the handkerchief that they wear every single day. It doesn't change from year to year. It stays these colors. Every single person, doesn't matter which falla you're in, wears this bandana, and it's a tradition. And it's nice because when it's smoky at the end of the night, you can just turn it around and kind of pop it up. Mine smells like smoke right now. My hair smells like smoke from last night, because I'm not gonna lie, I think I'll see it when I look at the footage. I was having a pretty good hair day, I thought, yesterday. And I thought, why did I wash it? And so I didn't feel like taking the time to do it today. And yes, everything smells like smoke that I was wearing, but as expected.
Totally normal.
Something that I was not prepared for were simply the amount of petardos and fireworks going on throughout the streets. And this is just from anyone who wants to light them can do them. So you'll see little kids doing them with their parents. I actually saw a video of the policeman in the school going over safety and fireworks safety with the kids, like teaching them, you know, the correct way to do them. And, you know, if you do it, you always have to do it as an adult. Take that as you wish. I'm so scared to use lighters sometimes. So I see these little kids, you know, with a lighter and lighting these things, and they have no fear. I'm impressed, and I get nervous when I'm close by because I don't want anything to happen to me. But it's cool to see, and they're just so comfortable with it. It's a part of their community, and it's something that they've grown up with, and they're really used to. I also had the opportunity to talk to my local friends who are from Valencia about just different things about how it works, and I learned that the Fallas, they are open to anyone, and you do pay a fee to be a part of that falla. So you don't necessarily have to be from Valencia to be a part of a falla. They do try to keep it within the barrio, I'm told, so within your neighborhood, but you pay a fee every month. You're in their community. They have their little jackets that they wear throughout the festival. Falla does come up with the funds to build their grand falla that will be burned, but they are also sponsored by different companies. So you'll see some companies throughout the neighborhoods that are sponsoring different fallas, and because they cost a lot of money. The Commissions de Fallas do different activities throughout the year, but obviously this is the main one. This is the daddy of them all for them. So they get really excited for this. The parties last all night long. I slept on my couch because it was a little bit more quiet than my room. My room faced a verbena. I haven't even talked about verbenas, guys. Oh my God, verbenas, that's like the best part. There are just neighborhood parties all throughout Valencia. These are the verbenas, and these different fallas will put on different verbenas, and then there are also just some pop-up verbenas that happen. You'll see like a DJ in the middle of the street and then just hundreds of people, or you'll see a smaller one or a larger one. These are just all throughout, so it was kind of difficult meeting up with friends because someone would be at this one, someone would be at that one on that end of the city, and they're all gonna be good. So it's kind of one of those decision paralysis things where like, it doesn't matter where you go in Valencia during Fallas. If you are in a good mood, you will have a good time. If you're in a shit mood, you will have a terrible time. And just when you think like, oh, people might be going to bed, they're back up again, and you hear a band at 8 a.m. So I think that was also unique to me. But I think everyone knows Spanish culture. People can stay up really late, and then, you know, they siesta during the middle of the day. So it's one of those parties where it's like, I felt for me this year with Fallas, I was like, I'm going full in. I'm either doing it to the max and I'm going full on and full out, which means I partied a lot. I ate a lot. These are by far the best Buñuelos in Valencia. I had a good time with my friends. I love these, but I don't love them. Oh. For me, it was either that or I was leaving the city. So it was either like, if you can't beat them, join them. I just straight up joined them. I forgot to talk about the Buñuelos. These, for me, are probably my favorite thing of the whole festival. How many? Oh.
12. Three for each.
A dozen. I believe you can get Buñuelos throughout the year, but during Fallas, they're kind of everywhere. So think about it, if you're in the US and you're at a fair, you can get funnel cake and churros everywhere. Here you can get Buñuelos and churros everywhere. Soft on the inside, crunchy on the outside. Then they just like throw a ton of sugar on there. And then sometimes if you want, you can get chocolate to dip it in. I find if the Buñuelos are perfectly done, I personally don't need the chocolate. It has some watered down chocolate, but like if I had a nice thick creamy chocolate, I was like, oh, I'm in it to win it. and La Nit de la Crema is the night where they burn it all down. This takes place on March 19th every single year. The night before, there's a great big fireworks celebration, and then on the final day, the 19th, that is when everything gets burned. During La Creme, the fire was, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting that.
Loco, loco, loco.
It was, the first one I saw was small, and even that for me felt huge. And you know, the ashes are falling on you, and so you have to be careful, and so you can't just like look straight up. I saw people doing that. The ashes are falling all around you. I never got that close while it was primarily burning because I honestly just get really nervous around fire. But there were little kids who were like much closer than me and quite braver than I would have been in that situation. The different fallas burn at different times. They also do have to wait for the bomberos. These are the firemen that go around and make sure that everything is safe. So these grand structures aren't just being burned willy-nilly. There are precautions that happen. The bomberos come, they wait for them, they water the trees in the surrounding area, then they light the falla on fire, but you can see them light all the fireworks and petardos on the way to the falla, and then it goes all at once. It's absolutely spectacular. The bomberos are very respected because this festival can't happen without a million people, but that final night cannot happen without them. And while we're mentioning really important people, the ones who are cleaning the streets are goats because the streets here are so clean. Every single night you'll be walking around and you're thinking, oh my God, there is so much litter on the street between like petardos or people drinking and throwing their drinks on the ground and just normal kind of everyday litter. But the people come through and they clean it during the night and during the day. And so you wake up the next morning and you think, was there even a party here? Because the streets are freaking clean. With that, there is a ninot that is saved every year. This is voted on by popular choice. I unfortunately was not aware of this ahead of time, so I did not vote, but I'm really excited to see the one that was saved because it's beautiful and I think it symbolizes something really important that's taking place in the world right now. What was also wild for me was hearing the bands go through the streets at so many different times of day. 8 a.m., 2 p.m. I'm trying to give it all to you. I feel like I started this video being like, let me take you through a beautiful week of fallas and here's the da-da-da-da-da. And now I'm just kind of giving it to you straight how my experience was, which was fine. Took some breaks with friends, played some chess in the park. That was lush. Everyone has the week off. I think if you were trying to work this week, it would be pretty difficult because it's a lot. It's a lot. So balancing all of that celebration with your work schedule, good luck. I tried to do that. I tried to knock out all of my work on Monday and Tuesday as best as I possibly could. Gonna go finish it up today on Friday. And it's funny because it feels like as crazy as this whole week was, today's Friday. Festival's over. Everything feels back to normal. The streets look as if nothing happened. There's more traffic. It feels like there was no festival. The way that they cleaned the streets so quickly. La Crema happened last night. Everything burned. In the streets today, clear, as if nothing happened. They just cleaned it up already. Just efficient. Impressive. So, what were my main takeaways from Fallas, you might ask? Well, let me think. Buñuelos? Love them. I could eat them every single day. I will not eat them every single day. Fireworks and petardos? I don't think I need to see fireworks for another year, if I'm being quite honest. Verbanas? Excellent. Valencianos and them having this festival, letting us take part in it, incredible. Music, spot on. People, excellent. Mascletà? Very cool. I would do that again. All in all, I would give this festival a great score, and I would definitely recommend you come if you are in the mood to party. I think if you're gonna come, be ready to put your party pants on in whatever capacity that means to you, whether you're drinking or not drinking, or you're just here for the cultural celebrations, like seeing the parade at the end, or the mascletas and all the cultural aspects of it, I think that's a great way to spend it. And if you are coming to Fallas to see the La Crema or to enjoy it with your friends, enjoy the food, and actually party, then that's all here for you too. So I think no matter what you're looking for, you will find it within Fallas. You just have to be aware. Download the app that shows you where all the Fallas are between the city, which is actually really cool. My friends had it, so we just walked around from Falla to Falla, kind of exploring. Come with an open mind. Come with an open mind. Come ready to experience a culture that is unlike something that you might have seen before. Come to experience a full body wake up situation. And if you come with a positive attitude and everything that I just mentioned, you will have a lovely, lovely time. Thank you so much for indulging me and letting me tell you about my first experience with Fallas. I hope that you learned a lot and had a little bit of fun, and maybe you're inspired to check out your own cultural festival near you, or maybe someday come to Valencia, Spain to experience it here. If you want more videos like this, seeing me travel around Spain and different places I go throughout the world, and even back home in the US, just like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I will ask my local Valenciano friends because they definitely have better answers than I could give you or even look up. So I will ask them personally to answer any key questions that you have about Fallas. And if you're from Valencia, thank you for letting me experience this incredible festival. Just wanted to say that, and thank you. And I will hopefully see y'all soon or on the trails. Bye.